Yo, this is Benji from the band called Skindred. You're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardiff. Keep listening because Morgan's doing it, mate.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, 90.7 FM, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm rejoined by a man who is constantly pumping up the volume and killing the power with roots, rock, and riots. It's of course that reggae metal master from South Wales is the wonderful Mr. Benji Webbe of Skindred.
What's going on, brother? You good? Good to see you again, man.
Yeah,
good to see you again.
Yeah, how's things?
Excellent, bro. You know, real excited about Volume coming out on the 30th. You know, doing the tour of the UK. You know, we got some great acts coming out with us. We got Yashin, who are a great British band. We got a band which is one of my favorite all-time bands, which I'm very privileged to have on the bill, Head PE. And also we got Cross Faith from Japan, who are good friends of ours. We've known them about 3 years now. Yeah. And I did a song on their new album as well, so we get to do that on tour as well. So yeah, it's going to be a blinding tour. You know, it's a shame that this same lineup is not coming to Cardiff. But the bands that are coming to Cardiff, we got like the Chemists. I think they're from Reading, Brighton way. They do like drum and bassy kind of heavy metal. And then we got also Dirty Youth, who are a Welsh band as well, good friends of mine. So yeah, it's going to be a great night. Yeah. Halloween's going to be fun.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, cheers, Benji, for inviting me into your home for a little catch-up.
That's right, man. This is my my domain. Yeah, man. Wicked.
So Benji, really, it's quite a busy time ahead for Skindred at the moment, where this week you'll be dropping your 6th studio album Volume and touring intensely across the UK and Europe, as you mentioned. I'm sure that, as always, you're just relishing to go again on a new cycle with this fresh material and continue what has just been a crazy journey over the last 17 years.
Well, you know, it's something, you know, everybody got their job to do, and I really believe the Skindred's job is to bring something alternative to the alternative scene. You know what I mean? We're not the same as a lot of bands. We don't do a lot of the stuff that a lot of bands do. We've hacked our way through our own personal jungle, and you know, I believe we're pioneers in what we do. You know, bands for me and the boys in the band, bands like the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, the Police, the Clash. You know, they were always bands that did something which was different, and when we started making the music that we made, we wanted to be different. You know, we didn't want to be the same. You know, taking elements like, I mean, we love Pantera. I mean, when you listen to this new album, I might as well be Phil on some parts of the album. You know, it's, you know, we just love music, and we draw on any energy, anything. You know, like I was saying, to people, like, you know, we'll do anything to make a crowd rock. You know, when we play big festivals like Download and Ozfest, we get a great response, you know, and the response we get, people, it's a heartfelt response. It ain't just, oh, well, we've seen them now. We keep continuing over the last 17 years, as you said, to grab fans and build fans to the point where we're playing Brixton Academy and selling it out, you know, which is what a dream for a kid from England. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
And with Volume, as I mentioned, it's now your 6th record, but on first listening, it's just a real hard rocking with more melodic hooks straight out of the bag, which is really what you wanted to do for this album.
Yeah, well, what we wanted to do is we sat back and we started discussing how we wanted the album to sound, and the great thing about this album, we had no asshole record company going, you need a radio song, you know, you got to get a big hit. Yeah. So what we and that was beautiful, to go into the studio without hearing that echoing again and again and again in our ears. So what we wanted to do with Volume was take it like this was our first album, and this was our first like gig, and we just wanted to like sort of strip it right back and make an album full of songs which, you know, would just make people rock. And I believe we've done that. You know, we've really, the closest we've come to an album of songs which we know are going to destroy live, you know, is Volume, you know.
And I actually understand that it took you quite quickly to write and record this time around, having a real gritty riff, organic and true feel to it, really straight from the heart.
Do you know, we went to Bristol, which is where we write most of our stuff, and we spent about 5 weeks in Bristol. And yeah, you know, I was going back and forth on the train, and yeah, it was definitely something that we just wanted it to feel right. So by the time the producer come down, these songs wasn't just in bits, because a lot of bands, they just write little bits and pieces and then the producer puts it together. We wanted to actually play the producer a set, and that's what we did. You know, we played him Volume, we played him, you know, we played him Under Attack, and he just basically recorded it and made it sound sonically great, which was what we needed more than anything.
And with that, you've mentioned to me in the past that you now see new material as really audiophile to showcase all your different styles and vibes. With your crazy and fun live reputation you have now, do you feel that it's really important to get that across and show what Skindred is all about than just rather making new music for the sake of it?
Well, the reason why you make new music is so you can keep on the road. The reason why you keep on the road is try to make money. Because we're in a band that has millions and thrown at us. We work hard for every penny that we get. But going back to what you were saying about, audio flyers, I want people to hear it. Well, we as a band, we want people to hear the songs on the volume and Under Attack, hear these songs and then hear them that much that they actually want to see them live. The best thing for me is when one person comes to see Skindred and they bring somebody who's never heard of us. And they end up being the bigger fan. It's just crazy that it's like a domino effect. Skindred's music is contagious, and you can't really just judge it on listening to a record. It's all about the shows. It's all about the live shows. Come to the shows and seeing what we deliver live, because we take it somewhere else. We really do.
And with that, you guys have played everywhere from small basements in Newport to Wembley Arena with Steel Panther and the world's top festivals. Does it sometimes get quite humbling that whatever the venue and whatever the occasion, those people come to see you because they know they're going to have a good time and something different?
Well, that's the whole set of it, I mean, playing songs, playing the music that we play. When we play Nobody and Warning and Kill the Power, people love these songs, and there's not just... this is church. It's like going to church for some of these people. They go and watch a lot of bands in a year, and I am really thankful that people will go and spend money on a ticket to see Skindred, because there's a lot of music throughout the year. But I believe that people know when they come to see Skindred, they are getting something more than just, a band up there. I'm very interactive with the crowd. I talk a lot to the crowd, and people like that. I feel that you have to reach out to people and touch people in a way that another band can't do that, and I know that when Skindred plays a show, that's what goes on.
And you've been a band now that's constantly grown throughout the years, but most recently, I feel that on your last 3 album cycles in Union Black, Kill the Power, and now Volume, has really pushed you to a much more diverse and growing image compared to that underground fan base scene from where you began. Yeah, I think, you mentioned the 3 albums. I really believe it's because of the producer. He's what's his name again now? James Lovefree, right? I can never say his last name, James. I think it's because the way how James deals with us in a studio situation, as much as he's not your friend, and he'll tell you how it is. And I think the way he's put the sound together, when we finish a record, it's got a lot to do with that. It's we hate radio songs. I as much as I want to make money, I don't really want to be on Radio 1. You know what I mean? That's not something where I want to be. I don't want to be played after whoever the fuck it is. I don't even know none of the names on them, but I don't want that. I want music which is a bit deeper than that. And I think the sound that James gets, it pulls a lot of people in, because he's great at doing the drum and bass stuff. He's great at doing all that jungly kind of stuff. But then he can actually get the great tones. The tones that Terry Date can get, someone who produced Salpatura or that kind of sound. You need that as much to drag as many people as possible into the gig. And Benji, just a couple more very quick things now before you go. Of course, as well as everything to do with Skindred, quite recently you've been doing a couple of shows with Dub War, who were really the band that started it all off for you. Yeah, well, basically. I made friends because the original drummer from Dub War didn't want to do it anymore, which is cool. He's still a good friend of mine. But I met this young guy who was in like a dance band called Mikey Gregg. And Mikey Gregg, for me, is one of the best drummers I've ever seen. He's fantastic. And then working with Jeff and Richie, we just got together in a room, started making some noise, playing some old Dub War songs. It didn't sound aged, it just sounded now, and it sounded fresh. I know I never ever want to mix the two. I never want to play Dub War songs with Skindred, I know that Skindred definitely don't want to play no Dub War songs. And we just started jamming and having fun. We've been writing some new stuff, which is not of a rush. It ain't like, oh my God, let's get this out for so-and-so. And we've been playing the odd show. We played Download
We filled up a 5,000 capacity tent. It was packed. That was fantastic. And we're playing Swansea on the 12th of December. When I finish this tour with Skindred, I get back and we're going to play a show in Swansea, 12th of December, with Dub War, which is going to be real good fun. And there's also a project that I did just off my own back. I've always fancied myself as a real cool reggae singer, like, you know. So I got together with a friend of mine from Nottingham who I've known for years and years. And me and him just knocked up this reggae album together. And if people want to hear it, it's on iTunes. The name of the album is I Haven't Been Nicking in Ages, which is like everybody says, what kind of name is that? But it's just something I wanted to call the album. And if you want to get the album, get it on iTunes, or you can buy it if you go to benjywebbe.bigcartel.com. You can order it from there as well. And you know, that's something that I wanted to do because I can't do that kind of stuff with Dub War, and I can't do that kind of stuff with Skindred. So I just wanted to get it out there, and it's out there, and people are digging it, you know.
And with all that, it sounds you're going to be pretty busy now for the near future.
I hope so, bro. I hope I'm busy. I want to be busy, you know. I want to be busy because, you know, I believe we got music to make, and we got people to entertain and people to bring alive. Because, you know, one thing about Skindred's music, it touches people in a way. There was this guy from up north sent me a letter that he said that he was going to kill himself, and it was only through listening to the lyrics in some of the Skindred songs that we encouraged him to live another life. You know, to not to do that, but to try. And he said listening to Skindred's music has really helped him in his life, and I think that's more important than anything. You know, if the lyrics that I can write in this house can bless people and make them feel like they want to continue a life after having a hard time, because my music, the music we make, is about encouraging people, uplifting people, taking people who feel like they're downtrodden, who feel like they've been kicked the shit out of, but encouraging them to continue in their life. And I think that's what lyrics should be about, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, fantastic.
No problem.
Well, that's about it. Cheers, Benji, for having me down for a catch up.
That's all right, bruv.
Yeah. Best of luck now with the release of the album and everything else, and hopefully I can catch up with you guys again very soon.
Yeah, man. Halloween's going to be a cracker. Come down.